Thanks. It's really interesting to hear about all the new things that have been done to make researchers' lives easier. But hack science. Research is competitive, incredibly competitive. And scientists are very, very smart. What kind of security measures do you have in place to stop someone messing with someone else's results or experiments or stealing the data for themselves? Well, I like to think that doesn't happen, or even the chance that something could go wrong. How do you stop that?
Okay, so I think there's a few questions there.
Basically, what security measures do you have to ensure the experiments are completely replicable and secure from other researchers?
Sure. So when you say security, do you mean in terms of like stopping someone from hacking it, or? Oh, right. Okay. So our system is built like on a strong IoT stack, and essentially the way we've built it from the ground up is it's very difficult for someone to access it. Additionally, the way we've built it today, if somebody wants to, they can actually disconnect it from the internet and still use it just on the network locally within the university. The way you access it, I didn't go into this, but the way you access it is you log into your account, your group's account on our website, and then you can see the tool and access it. And through that system, you can access it even if the tool is not connected to the internet. So that takes that part into account. With regards to stealing other people's data, I'm not sure exactly what you meant with that, but if you like, you can kind of. Sure. Well, I guess so. It depends how people want to work in research, because today we have this kind of we have these two different mindsets in research. So people want to collaborate, but then people are also quite secretive sometimes. So it depends. You know, the way that we're thinking about crowd aggregating data sets, this is an option that something that people can do if they want to collaborate with other people. If they don't, we also have an option for people to keep their data private. So it's really a question of how people see collaboration in their field and what that looks like.
Any more questions? Okay, great. I think we're going to wrap up the panel, but I'd like each of you to tell me, where do you see the future with regards to tools and technologies for researchers? Are there any trends that you've spotted? So we'll start with Sybil.
From my perspective, I think there's a lot of really interesting niche tools being built. I don't think there's going to be one single platform to rule them all. I hope we don't all plug into Google and Facebook and Amazon and the lot. I hope that we can keep small, we can keep nimble. The whole point of being in a startup is that you can respond to market needs quickly. And also, you know, again, on the theme of diversity, you know, you want to have different people trying different things with different approaches. We shouldn't all be on the same tech stacks. We shouldn't all be using the same approaches to solve the problems. So hopefully we can keep small, keep collaborative, and stay like this for a while yet.
Yeah, I think in science, or hopefully what we will see, is that the scientists don't need their own lab anymore, and you will be completely independent from what resources you have in labs. So you will do your research, you will have your idea, and you can use so many resources around the world, the ones that you need, and still get to the point where you have to be. And I think that's really important, because not everyone has a lab. I'm not a scientist myself, but I work enough with universities and also PhD students. I know how hard it is to get that done. So I think in the future that will all be not as hierarchical anymore, and you will be much easier to access what you need.
Yeah, so I agree with what Sybil was saying about being nimble and kind of being able to be close to our users, and compared to, you know, a lot of these other much bigger traditional companies in the space, it's nice that we can kind of talk to researchers, go in the lab with them, and try and make things better for them. I think from our side, we see affordable lab tools and affordable automation, meaning that much more people around the world can take part in science. I know that compared to the population size, for example, the African continent, their scientific output is quite low compared to the population size, and a big part of that is that scientific equipment is really expensive. So we hope that part of what we're doing will kind of democratize science, and also I think from our point of view, again, being able to kind of free PhD students, especially from having to do a lot of manual work in the lab, means that we're going to see a lot more innovation in the lab and a lot more PhD students thinking of innovative experiments because they just have so much more time.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd agree with everything that's been said. From a kind of a publications application type of perspective, the other thing I think has been changing for 10 years and is continuing to change, is that a lot of the kind of basic building blocks are now much more easily accessible. So we're talking about publication metadata and things as like dates and titles and journals and stuff being easily scrapable from a journal article, at least in the metadata session. And actually 10 years ago that was a lot harder than it is now. And I think the good thing is it means it's even easier and quicker for somebody like a grad student in the lab who has a particular problem to solve to just get out there, prototype the first version, and they can do that now in a couple of weeks, whereas before they'd have to do a lot of kind of heavy lifting just to get started. So I think that's a positive trend that's continuing.
Great, thank you very much. And thank you so much to our panel for such inspiring tech demos, and they all worked, which is great. Just to let you guys know, if you're interested, Digital Science actually do offer something called a Catalyst grant. So if you've got any ideas or tools or technologies that you think can change your working practices, then please do check out our website, digital-science/Catalyst grant. And actually, I think Hack Science was one of our winners, which is good. So thank you, everyone. Give a round of applause.